Good morning and welcome back to Clueless DIY. This is episode 3. This is where I take on building a cabinet. I have got a busy day ahead of me. It is a little bit past 8 o'clock. It's going to be about 90 degrees today. And so my first stop is to hit up Lowe's and buy all the lumber I think I'll need. I'm sure I'm going to have to go to Lowe's like 2 or 3 times just because I've never taken on anything this big as far as project-wise. I built a workbench before, but it was just basically 4x4s, 2x4s, you know, and a bench top. But this has got a lot of different aspects to it as far as building face frames, using pocket holes, using a router to make my edges. And there's just a lot to it, and so it's going to be a big challenge for me. I know this is Clueless DIY, but I did have to go on YouTube and watch a little bit of YouTube videos on how to do it, just to kind of get me started, because it would be dumb not to do that, like, and have zero idea what you're doing. But for the most part, this is just going to be trying my best, because I really have no idea what I'm doing. YouTube videos are useful, but they're not 100% on teaching someone how to do something. So I'm on my way to Lowe's, and I'm going to be picking up some lumber and some hardware. I will see you there. My hardware and all the tools I need. We got some face frame panels, and in the back I've got some premium oak appearance plywood. I'm on my way back home, and let's get started. Alright, so I just got back from the hardware store, and first things first, I got to clean out my garage a little bit so I have some room to work. Alright, so I've gotten the wood that I purchased in the garage. Now it's time for planning and cutting and assembly afterward. Right now I am pre-marking where I'm going to make my cuts at for my plywood. And I have combed through YouTube on how to do a cabinet, make a cabinet, and everyone has their own ways. And yes, there are some standards. Everyone's like, well, if you want to do it easy way, you can try this. If you want to do a more complicated way, you can try this. So it's a little bit intimidating, I would say, for a first time doing this. But I'm gonna give it my best shot, and I think once I get into it, I'll be able to handle the full scope of the project. But yeah, it is a little intimidating off the start, so here it is. Alright, so my attempt to straighten this board, since I don't really have the proper tools to fix it, is I'm going to use a jigsaw and just trim it up. Not bad. Looks a lot better. What I'm getting ready to do is put a back panel groove on my cabinet side wall. That way, whenever I build my cabinet, I can put a back panel on it, slide it down the groove. I'm just going to use this real small bit for my router, and we'll run the board down it and put that groove on there. So that groove actually turned out quite nicely. That's where my back panel is just going to slide down in, straight to the back. The toe kicks up here. So now I just got to do the other side. Alright, so now I've got my two grooves cut for my back panel, and the toe kicks are made. Now, I've seen a lot of videos where people will put like a groove here for the bottom shelf, but I'm going to do the poor man's way and just put a board here across the bottom over to the groove, just right here, and that's what I will use to support my bottom of my cabinet instead of slotting it. It's just as effective, if not a little bit stronger, than putting a slot in the board. You'll see when I'm done. Alright, so I had to backtrack a little bit. I got to talking about adding some wood to the bottom here and everything, and I got to realizing, hey, these are just two end pieces. I need a middle piece because I'm building two cabinets side by side, but they're connected. So I made a third one just like these, except on this one I'm going to put that groove on the back on both sides, and this will just be the center piece. Have the two ends in the center, have this back slide down on both sides of this, and then I can start moving forward. Alright, so what I'm about to do, I'm about to cut all my cross braces out. Oh shoot, you're looking at my chin, aren't you? Anyway, cross braces will go here, 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 and one down here. And those are just for structural integrity of the cabinet. I'm about to do pocket holes. I've never done pocket holes before. I've always just been one to screw it in sideways, and it would just look ugly, but pocket holes supposed to make it look clean and nice. So I have here a Craig jig that allows you to make perfect pocket hole cuts, and I'm gonna give that a try. Not too shabby, if I must say myself. All right, so I have been skipping a lot. I know it's not great for a video to skip progress, but so if I didn't, there'd be a lot of wasted minutes that it's just of you watching me going, I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, I did a little bit of assembly from what I have so far, and it's not much considering the hours I've put in so far, but like I said, this is the first time that I've done it, and so this is what I have so far. I have yet to cut out the base plate for that. I want to go to Lowe's and buy a couple more saw horses before I do that, because I only have 2, and my table saw isn't big enough to cut very long lengths of board, so I've been using the saw horse and the circular saw, and that's very dangerous because then the boards just topple in the middle, and yeah, anyway, so we gotta cut that out. I've got that one in. I've got my stretcher joists here done, and the back, all I have to do is drop that 1/4 of an inch plywood down in that, and it will slide all the way down to the bottom to cover up the back. So I'm gonna make a quick run to Lowe's and grab a couple things that I need. This gives me some time to charge my battery on my GoPro, maybe pick up a new SD card for my phone, because I'd rather be using my phone. So I'm off to Lowe's, and I will see you when I get back. All right, no more fisheye camera from the GoPro. I had to go out and I had to get a new SD card because I had reached maximum capacity on my other one. So I returned from Lowe's, I got what I needed, and I'm about to start up again, and hopefully things go a little bit smoother. I also had to get something to eat, man. I hadn't eaten since I woke up. I haven't eaten all day. I just got up, went straight for the project, man. I was excited, so I realized, man, I'm starting to get hungry, so I had to take a break. So now I'm back, and I'm ready to start rolling. So I just got this piece cut out. I'm gonna test her out, see if it fits. So, I'm just going to put on the back now, see how that looks before I continue on with the more complicated part of the project. Well, that looks horrible in the back. Well, I didn't expect this thing to come out perfect. All right, so now I'm getting to work on the face frame, and I was about 1/4 of an inch off on one of my side panels, and it's proven to be quite a nuisance here now. I just did a level. I just set it on its base like it would be up against the wall in the kitchen, and put a level across the top, and it's the bubble's not dead center, to say the least. It's not a huge deal. I think I can shim it up whenever I go to put the top on. It's just a pain, you know. You put so much effort into a project, and something like that can just be thorn in your spine. So we're getting ready to cut up the face frame. Let's see, the face frame's gonna go just like that. Then I will put one down the middle, and the bottom, and the sides. As you can see, the sun's already setting. If that tells you anything about how many hours I've been in here. But here's my cabinet. It's like a two-door, two-compartment cabinet. I got my toe kick put on. I'm happy with it. I am exhausted and I am done for today. I'm wrapping it up for today. I didn't get much done, in my opinion, and I'm sure a professional woodworker or cabinet builder would definitely say I got nothing done, but that's fine because this isn't a how-to channel. This is more of a how not to do channel. Kind of my own experiences and projects, and if you're like me wanting to just take it on by yourself instead of hiring or paying somebody to do it, it just takes dedication to the job. It doesn't take so much of a professional how-to knowledge to do a project. So I think given the little knowledge, which is zero, about how to do this, it turned out great and I'm happy with it. And that's all you gotta be, is happy with your own work. You ain't gotta be fancy, you ain't gotta be all crown molded and everything else. It's all about how you feel about it. So if you plan on taking on a project of your own, just do it and be happy that you did it yourself.